So, I lost my Dark Souls save that I prepared for the DLC. I originally intended to use the Uchigatana to keep continuity with my previous video. However, I ain't going all the way to New Londo or the Depths, so it's either Manus with a +5 Uchi or use a Twink instead. And as punishment for my lack of planning and future sins, I'll just have to deal with the fact that I dumped 17 levels in a Dex when my weapon scales Dex with an E. So, first things first, I have to get to the DLC. And despite what people say, it's actually pretty easy to get to the DLC in Dark Souls 1. So I went on my path from the Godskin Duo, through the hallway with the armored boars, and got to the bonfire in the Duke's Archives. From here, it's a short path to the pendant you need to start the DLC. Simply go up the elevator, be careful to fight and kill these crystal guys, and kill the crystal golem. Wait, what? That's weird. I was sure he's supposed to drop the pendant. Oh fuck, I have to go kill the Hydra. That's halfway across the goddamn game. Okay, warp to the Undead Parish, run to the Darkroot Garden, run all the way through Darkroot Basin, grab the bonfire in case you die to the Hydra, then run all the way back up, kill the crystal golems, preferably get hit by as many snot rockets as humanly possible. Okay, so this fight isn't that hard. Just like the Beta Chaos, you're more likely to die falling off of a cliff than the boss. Just hold up your shield in case you have the wrong positioning, run to the nearest head, and whack it. For me it's a one-shot, but if it's not, it really doesn't matter. This guy has one move, so just sit in the safe spot and knock off all his heads until you get that one freaky head that won't land anywhere goddamn near you, so you have to be Usain Bolt and run as fast as you can to the final head and smack it. Alright, finally now we can start the DLC. Let's just warp back to the Duke's Archives and... of course you can't warp there. Okay, go from Anor Londo. No, not that Anor Londo. Yeah, that Anor Londo. Then walk through the hallways where the boars used to be, go up the elevator, die to the channeler somehow, do it all again, kill the crystal golem, and why the fuck isn't it here? Oh my fucking god, the golden golem. Okay, warp to the Undead Parish, run to Darkroot Garden, run all the way through the Darkroot Basin, don't grab the fire this time, run past all the crystal golems, think about your life decisions as you slowly trudge through the water in the Darkroot Basin, panic as much as possible while you fight the crystal golem because you didn't grab the bonfire like an idiot, woman unboxing, bone back to Anor Londo, run through the boar hallways again, go up the elevator again, kill the crystal dickheads, kill the crystal golem, and... Yippee! Thank fuck. Now, warp to the Undead Parish, look like a dumbass trying to record footage for a joke that never pans out, use all your souls to get 5 levels because you haven't really killed any bosses. Consider putting it all on health, but then realize you're not a pussy. Run to Darkroot Garden, run all the way through Darkroot Basin again, run past all the crystal golems, get touched by Daddy's big strong hands, accidentally skip the cutscene, find it online, get called a fraud, delete your YouTube channel in shame, kill yourself because you're a worthless piece of shit and your ex was right, your life will never amount to anything. So, I guess people were right, it's not that fucking easy to get to the DLC. Anyways, go kill Chester because I'm a molester. Alright, first boss, Artorias. Am I forgetting someone? No, never mind. Anyways, Artorias, the first boss of the DLC. Let me tell you a trend within FromSoft games. The DLC is almost always harder than the base game, and usually by a pretty big margin. It's also usually where they put all the best and coolest weapons, bosses, and armor sets in the game. And they prove this with the first boss of their first DLC. Knight Artorias is one of the coolest bosses in the game, with an awesome weapon, an awesome armor set, and an awesome backstory. He was one of Gwyn's strongest knights, and you merely beat him in a decrepit state. Artorias is right-handed, but his whole right arm was taken by the Abyss, and now he wields a sword in his left hand. Fighting Knight Artorias in his full form must be really difficult, but even in this rotting and decaying state, he'll still rock your shit by being one of the only left-handed bosses in the entire game, ruining your muscle memory on how to dodge that you've built up so far. And something seems familiar about his sword. That's because it's the one that Sif uses in the base game. Sif was Artorias' dog. You even get a special cutscene if you save Sif in the DLC before fighting him. Some of his moves are really difficult to dodge, especially the one where he swings his weapon twice. And also when he does his triple backflip of fuck Eunice and just absolutely crushes your skull with a move that you actually cannot iframe. But I know we all came here to see me beat Artorias, not die to him. So let's get this over with. Nice. Now time to finally upgrade my weapon to max. And I'll need the max level weapon too, because the final boss of the DLC doesn't mess around. Most of his moves one-shot me and he has a lot of health. I ended up taking an intentional death to let me experience one of the best cutscenes in the game. So, Calamite, we meet at last. It's me or you, pal. I know you may have the power of fire, but I have the power of Big Stick. Also, I have unlimited lives. Charge for glory! I have felled the Black Dragon Calamite, and with that I have beaten the Dark Souls 1 DLC. Despite the DLC being pretty short, I think it was pretty good. You get a bunch of new weapons and items, and a whole new area to explore. Sorry, I have to take this. Yeah? No, there's only 2 bosses. Yes. Sanctuary Guardian? Manus? Manus isn't real, he's just a monster under a bed. So, I'm really bad at this fight. I've actually only legitimately killed Manus once in my over 200 hours at 9 Vitality before. Manus is scary and has a grab attack with so many massive hitboxes, it's so unlikely to miss you. A lot of his moves are pretty close to one-hitting me, and the only reason why they don't one-shot me is that I have this stinky little shitty armor on. But holy crap, my first attempt is going so well, I'm halfway there. Maybe it is maybe I can do this. Alright gamers, time to lock in. Fuck this. I guess I have to take one hand off my big chungus to beat this boss. Whatever, come on, squeal for daddy like a good piggy.
Come on, squeal. Huh? Squeal now. squeal. Whee! Squeal. Whee! Squeal louder. Whee! Louder, louder. Whee! Louder, get down there, boy. Whee! Get them britches down. Yes, sir. Come on, squeal. Whee! Whee! Whee!